Hi, Mr. P here and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to look at how you go about analysing and picking apart an unseen poem. The first video we'll look at structure and form, and in the follow-up video, the next video, we'll look at content, language and imagery. So this is a poem by Siegfried Sassoon called Suicide in the Trenches. It's part of our protest poetry unit. But for any unseen poem, first thing you want to do is just identify the title, highlight that for later on. The other thing you want to do is to count up the number of stanzas. As you can see, there are 3 stanzas here. Each of them are 4 lines long. Technical name for a 4-line stanza is a quatrain. If it's a 2-line stanza, it would be a couplet. 3-line stanza, tercet. 6-line stanza would be a sestet, and 8-line stanza would be an octave or octave, just like the music. So what we've got here are 3 quatrains, 3 4-line stanzas. Okay, next thing you want to do is have a look to see if there's a rhyme scheme. So look at the last word in each of the lines and see if you can see a pattern there. In this case, we can see that every 2 lines seem to rhyme. So we'd call this rhyming couplets. And we've got 2 per stanza. So we're beginning to see quite a lot of regularity here, aren't we, in stanza length, in terms of rhyme scheme. We might say that this is quite a simple poem. Sometimes you'll have poems that have got irregularity going on, and that's worthy of comment as well. And if we have a look at the final line of the second stanza, we just see that that is 1 syllable shorter. So there's got to be something significant about that. It's almost certainly going to be intentional. So what we want to do is highlight that, because we're going to want to come back to that line when we've started to read through the poem and started to look at the language and the imagery there as well. Maybe there's something that links these 2 ideas up. Okay, and so the other thing we want to have a look at when we're looking at structure is the poet's use of punctuation. A poet might use punctuation within a line, like a comma or a full stop. That's what we call a caesura, usually used to make us pause and think and reflect at that point in the line. And the other thing to think about is what punctuation we're seeing or not at the end of a line. So if we only have commas or there is no punctuation at the end of a line, we call those run-on lines or enjambment, usually to give a sense of a flow. And where there is a full stop, we call that end stopping. In this case, you can see that the final line of each stanza is end stop. There may be something significant in these structural devices. We're only really going to be able to find that out once we've read the poem, looked at the content, and looked at the language and the imagery. And that's the content for the next video. See you next time on the channel, guys. Bye-bye.